Hey, this is Claudia and Hibbert-Smith, and I am here to share with you my story on how I purchased raw land in Asheville, North Carolina, although I lived in Miami, Florida. Hey, so I recently posted something on YouTube, which was a little snippet, and I realized based on the comments that I needed to come back and at least explore and explain what this process looked like for me. And so I was 24 years of age. Just to put things in perspective, I am now 45 years of age. I am still a licensed realtor. I've been a licensed realtor now for 24 years. But at a very young age, I understood that investing in real estate was important. Okay, and so a reputable realtor friend of mine introduced me to a developer who found acreages of land in Asheville, North Carolina. It's actually Silva, North Carolina, very close to Asheville. And I remembered them sending me a disc. You remember the old school CDs. We probably still use them, some of you guys. And I popped that thing in and I saw the views and I saw the vision, okay? I also had a few clients of mine take a tour into those same very mountains. Now, at 24, I was hustling, I was working, and so I didn't really have the time, and I was also a single mom. And so I didn't have the time at the time to go and visit the property, but I heard all the feedback, I heard all the beautiful comments, and I just want you guys to know that although I closed on that property without visiting physically the property does not mean that I did not do due diligence. I did a survey on the lot. I did inspections on the lot. I did a title search on the lot. I did a lien search on the lot. And then they also found a lender who would lend on land, okay? So there was a bank in place, which added for me an extra level of security, because a bank isn't going to lend on property without its due diligence, okay? I got title insurance on the property from the title company, and I moved on to closing. That payment was $250 a month for about 15 years. So yes, I paid the property off, but when I turned 40, my husband said, what do you want to do for your 40th birthday? And I said to him, I've never been to the property in North Carolina. Let's go and look at it. I'm paying property taxes all these years. I'm paying an HOA fee, not every month, but every year. Was very economical. I think it was less than $200 a year for the HOA fees, and the same thing with the property taxes. I don't think I pay more than $300 a year for the property taxes. Well, we fly into town, and I need to put this in perspective because this is around COVID, okay? This was around COVID, I believe, because I was pregnant with my son, Legend, who's now 4. And I didn't book a car in advance. So there were no 4-wheel drives in the area, okay? So we get to North Carolina, we get to the airport, we get a car, 2-wheel drive, but we do realize we got to drive high in the mountains. I stop at a local real estate company. They pull out a map. They tell us where to go. Remember, this property doesn't have an address per se, like ABC Northwest 2nd Street, because it's land. So it has a folio number, okay? I do not know what I'm about to go and see. I don't realize so many houses are in the area. I don't realize that so many roads have been paved in the mountains. I knew that there was some level of development, but I've not seen it, so I don't really know. And so we get there, and I'm like, I'm pregnant. I don't want to take the risk of driving up the mountains and slide down. I don't know. I started curating all these ideas in my head. So I started to knock on the doors of the homeowners. And I knocked until someone answered the door. And a nice gentleman who was also from where I was from in Miami, well, he was from Fort Lauderdale, had lived there already for 5 years and had developed a whole property. Children were there. I mean, it was just beautiful. He drove us up in his truck. He knew exactly where my lot was. It had a little stake on the tree that was stuck into the tree. And when I tell you nothing but amazement, nothing but amazement. And so we journeyed there, and I was able to then put my eyes on the lot, and the rest was history. Now we're moving into development, and that's really what happened. And so I'm not telling you to go and buy land sight unseen. I am not telling you to not do due diligence. I'm just a little bit different, right? I'm a risk taker, okay? Yes, people can squat on your land. People can do a lot of dangerous things when you have properties that's not being attended to. But this is property that didn't need to be mowed. I have very big trees in the properties, just amazing. I probably won't even tear them down, only where necessary, because that's also a part of the beautiful part of the actual property, right? The matureness of the trees that have just grown through the years. And so once again, I'm not telling you to go buy property and not do your due diligence. You definitely need to do your due diligence. But I can tell you right now, I do not have the skill set to figure out if this land is, you know, in a portion of the mountains that's not buildable. So even if I would have gone to the property, I would have still done due diligence. I would not have closed on that property without the due diligence piece. I would have closed sight unseen. I've done it before. I'll do it again. But it does not mean you do not use your due diligence period wisely. So I just wanted to come on here and just share that story with you guys. And if you're looking to purchase or sell, you know where to find me. The link is in the bio. I love y'all. Love, peace, and real estate.